Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Nihongo de Mirai. This is Pradeep Sharma and today we are going to learn one of the most difficult particle, which is Ga particle. Basically this is not difficult but this is confusing because sometimes you will be confused that whether you should use Va particle or you should use Ga particle. Ga particle has a lot of ways like how to use it, when to use it. So if you want to learn this particle properly, if you want to learn all the uses of this particle, then make sure you are going to watch this video till the end. And if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe the channel so that you can get the updates on upcoming lessons. Now let's start. Hajime Masho. So guys, particle va and particle ga are the difficult things in Japanese because both the particles are interchangeable, which means these particles can be changed with each other, and even if you will use it wrong, then also your sentence will be easy to understand. So now I am going to tell you some basic rules so that you can use this ga particle easily and in a correct way in your sentence. So our first rule is, whenever we are talking about the things like and dislike, then we will use ga particle. For example, I like bananas. So here I am talking about the things which I like. So to show these things, I will use ga particle. For example, watashi wa banana ga suki desu. So here banana is banana and suki means like. So that's why we have used ga particle, because here I am talking about that I like banana, and we have used va particle with the subject, which is a subject marker particle. So that's why we have used va particle. I have already uploaded a video on this. I'll drop the link in description. So whenever we will talk about the things which we like or dislike, then we will use ga particle. Another example is broccoli ga kirai da. Here it is saying that I hate broccoli. So broccoli is broccoli and kirai is hate. So here I am talking about the things which I don't like or dislike. So that's why I have used ga particle. Let's see another examples and another rules to understand the ga particle. There are two types of adjectives in Japanese. First one is na adjective and second one is e type adjective. Na adjectives are like suki, which means like, kirai is dislike or hate, jozu, nigate, tokui, etc. These are the na type adjectives, and e type adjectives are like hoshi. So whenever we will talk about someone's needs or desires by using these adjectives, then we will use ga particle. Also there is a verb which is dekiru, which shows the capability or capacity of a person. So whenever we will use this verb, then also we will use ga particle. Basically this is an exception. For example, oki keki ga hoshi desu. So you can see here we have used e adjective, which is hoshi, which means want. So you can see here we are talking about desire. So that's why we have used ga particle. Oki is big, keki is cake. And in another example, I am saying that nagai zikan oyogu koto ga dekimasu. So you can see here I have used dekimasu, which is showing my capacity. I am saying that I can swim for a long time. Oyogu is swim and nagai zikan is long time. So can is showing my capacity or my capability that I can swim for a long time. So to show this thing, to describe this thing, I have to use ga particle. So that's why we have used here ga particle. So now let's move to next slide and learn some new rules also, so that we can use this particle in a correct way. sometimes we use va particle with the adjectives like e adjective and na adjective. So that's the thing which you will have to keep in your mind, that you cannot use va particle with the adjectives in any way. For example, I cannot say watashi wa banana wa suki desu. I cannot use wa with adjective, or I can say that I cannot use the same particle two times in any sentence for the same meaning. So here we will have to replace it with ga, then it will be correct sentence. Otherwise, if you will use ga, va particle, then it will be wrong. Same here, keiki wa hoshii desu. I want cake. If we will talk about the translation, it is okay, but the particle which we have used is wrong, because we cannot use wa with the adjective. That's why we will use here ga particle, keiki ga hoshii desu. Yes, we can use va particle and ga particle in the same sentence, but there would be two subjects or two topics in the same sentence. That would be accordingly, one would be large subject and another would be small subject. For example, kore wa haha ga sukutta ryori desu. Haha is mother, sukutta is maid, and ryori is food or dish. So here it is saying this is food made by my mother. So in this sentence you can see there are two subjects. One is kore, that was marked by wa because this was the larger subject, and another is haha. This is a smaller subject of the sentence. That's why we have used ga particle. So this is the time when we can use va and ga in the same sentence. Let's see some other examples also. Our another example is watashi wa ame ga yandara. Yandara is the verb yamu, or you can say yamimasu, which means be stop. Shiai ni ikimasu. Shiai is game and ikimasu is to go. So if it stops raining, I will go to the game. Here, and another example is neko wa chichi ga sukutta buranketo de nemasu. We have already used de particle, which is a place action particle, so that's why we have used here de, because it is saying that cat sleeps on a blanket made by my father. So blanket is a place and sleeping is an action. That's why we have used de particle. But now our focus is on ga particle. Here you can see in both the sentences, subject comes first. Bigger subject comes first, which is va, and smaller subject comes after, which was marked by ga. So every time this will not be the case. Sometimes it can be changed. For example, kodomo ga kaze no toki watashi wa kaisha o yasuma nakereba narimasen, which means when my child is sick, I'll have to absent from the company. So here kaze is cold and kaisha is company, and yasumi mas is to take holiday. So you can see here smaller subject is kodomo and it was comes first, while the main subject or the larger subject was the watashi and it comes later. So these can be interchangeable. You will have to find out that which one is the bigger subject and which one is the smaller subject, so that you can use these particles accordingly. Our another rule to use ga particle is whenever we will describe something or a part of a whole. Let's take an example of a person. If I am saying that watashi wa onaka ga ippai desu. Ippai is full and onaka is stomach. So here I am saying I am full, which means person's body is watashi, which means which is whole. Watashi's entire body and stomach is my part. So here I am talking about my part. So that's why I have used ga particle, because I am describing about a part of my body. So that's why it was marked by ga particle. One more example is here. Kairu san wa kami ga nagai desu. Nagai is long and kami is hair. So it is saying Kaylee has a long hair. So you can see Kaylee has a long hair, which means Kaylee is a body and hairs are their part. So that's why we have used ga particle during describing about their kami or hairs. So it's and it don't have to be a person only. It can be anything. For example, Kyoto wa bukka ga takai desu. Prices in Kyoto are high. So here I am talking about prices of Kyoto. Kyoto is a whole part and prices is a small part. Price, there can be and other things also, like the nature or living way. So here I'm just talking about the prices only. So that's why I have used ga particle. Here bukka is price and high is takai. Guys, another use of ga particle is we use it to emphasize or define the subject. Person who have performed the action, to emphasize that person we will use ga particle. For example, Sakura ga sushi o tabemashita. Here we are emphasizing Sakura by using ga particle, which means Sakura ga ate sushi. Sushi is a Japanese dish and tabemas is to eat, which became 8 and Sakura is a name. So if we want to use wa particle, we can use that as well, but that will be simple sentence. Keep reading. I'll let you know in our next slide. So in our next example, here it is saying that Sana ga kuruma de gakko ni ikimashita. Ikimashita is went and gakko is school and kuruma is car. So here it is saying that Sana went to school by car. So here we are emphasizing on Sana, who have performed the action, and de particle is used to place action. I have already told you guys about this. I'll drop the link in description as well. So that's why we have used here ga particle, because we are emphasizing on Sana. In another example, it is saying that Naruto no inu ga boru o oi kakemashita. Oi kakemas is to chase and Naruto is name and Inu is dog. So here we are emphasizing on Naruto's dog. That's why we have used ga particle, because dog is performing the action. So that's why we have used ga particle. Same thing is written over here, that ga particle is used to emphasize on the person or things, while va particle shifts the emphasis away from that thing. And the last use of ga particle is we use it while we are talking about intransitive verbs. I told you guys that there are two types of verbs. First is transitive and second is intransitive. For transitive we use va particle and for intransitive we use ga particle. For example, ame ga futte imasu. It is raining, which is an intransitive action. So to denote that action we have used ga particle. Ame is rain and futte imasu is the present continuous tense, which means it is raining. And another example is doa ga shimari mashita. So here door was closed automatically, which is an intransitive action. That's why we have used ga particle, because that action was not done by us, it was done automatically. So to denote the intransitive actions, we use ga particle. Now it's time for exercise. Dare dash konsato ni ikimashita ka. Here it is asking who went to the concert, and our options are wa and ga. So here we will have to emphasize on the person who went to the concert, and to emphasize that thing we will use ga particle. So that's why our answer would be ga, because wa particle is not used to emphasize. And with dare we will always use ga particle. This is also a point you will have to remember, that wherever the dare will come, we will use ga particle. And next exercise is dono doresu dash hoshi desu ka, which means which dress do you want. Here in our first or second slide I told you guys that whenever we will talk about our desires or any adjective, we will use ga particle. And our options are va, de, ga, no. Va is a subject marker, de is a place action, ga for emphasize or to with our likes and dislikes, and no is a possessive particle. So our option would be ga, because here we are talking about the desire. Which dress do you want? And in our next sentence it is saying ao iro doresu ga hoshi desu. I want the blue one. Ao is blue, iro is color, hoshi is want. So here hoshi is e adjective, so that's why we have used ga particle. Here it is saying that sushi ga suki desu kara. Suki is like, sushi is a dish, I like sushi. So here we have used ga particle because here we are talking about the thing which we like. Desu kara, I like sushi, so dash. Amari tabemasen, I don't eat. Yoku tabemasu, I often eat. Yoku is often. So here if we like the things, it means we will eat that thing. So that's why our answer would be in a positive way, which is yoku tabemasu. Sushi ga suki desu kara yoku tabemasu. I like sushi, so I eat it often. Here in this sentence it is saying that asuta dash kuruma de himashita. So here kuruma is car which is used as a medium, so that's why we have used de particle, and himas is to come. And it is saying Esta came by car. Our options are he particle, which is direction particle, so it cannot be used. Ni particle is also a direction particle, so it can also not be used. And O is an action particle, so there is no action done. So that's why we cannot use this particle also. And our options left are ga. Here we have used ga to emphasize on Esta, that Esta came by car. We can use here va as well, but that will not emphasize. So whenever we want to emphasize, then we will use ga particle. Here in this exercise we will have to rearrange these words, which are as kazoku dash, which is family, and answer is chichi ga suki desu, which is my father likes them. And our question would be like this: who likes cat in your family? So we will have to emphasize on that person who likes the cat. So here ga can be used multiple times. Look how. Suki is like, no is possessive particle, naka de in the middle or from, we can say darega who, ka is question, neko ga cat, and this. So now let's see how we can rearrange these words. Kajoku, and it is saying in your family, so which means kajoku no. Nakade is in or middle. It means first option is no, second is nakade. Then who? Then we will talk about who. So we will use darega. And now we are talking about who likes the cat. So now we will talk about the cat. So our next option would be neko ga suki desu ka. So sentence will become like this: Kajoku no nakade darega neko ga suki desu ka. We have used ga particle here 2 times. You can see darega and neko ga. Darega, here we are emphasizing who likes the cat. And why we have used ga here? Because here it is talking about likes or dislikes, our wants or desires. So that's why we have used here ga particle. Also suki is a na adjective, and we already knew that with the adjectives we always use ga particle. Guys, this was the ga particle and the difference between va and ga. I hope you guys have understood it. Then please do like the video, share the video with your friends, and subscribe the channel. And if you guys have any doubt, then please drop your comments in comment box. I will surely get back to you guys. Thank you so much. Arigato gozaimashita. Jai Mata.